What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BMax25, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have our market analysis for the Digimon TCG, like we do every Friday. We're here to talk about Digimon card prices, how the market's faring, how things are going, what's going on with tournaments. There was a little bit of tournament news that went through. Nothing big. We just got a couple of like top, first and second place at regionals in Europe, but we have the North American regionals in Niagara Falls this week, so I expect to have some more great market stuff coming out from that, as well as a new meta deck discussion. But let's get into it. Let's talk about the card prices of some of these things right now that's going on in the BT21 format, how things are faring, what's changing, what's staying the same. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, let's get into it. We're starting with Gallantmon, the promo Gallantmon from the BT21 illustration pack. This guy is basically a better version of BT13, in my opinion. He's kind of taken over as the kind of the main Gallantmon for the Digimon X-Antibody deck, and even for the Digimon deck, which actually featured the top two spots in that Europe regionals. So yeah, it's now luckily he's not as expensive as the BT13 one, because it's a secret and you have limited access to it even with the reprint. But the original arts are just but still up there around $20. That now it obviously fluctuated when it first came out. It started around $18 and then dipped, went way up, and then kind of came, and now it's rising back up. So I think as long as we see Gallantmon continuing to top in whatever iteration it's in, and this card is in it, it probably see a bit of a price hike. We might get back to $22. So maybe right now, if you can get a copy for $18, you might want to jump on it. Of course, then you have Digimon X-Antibody, which has actually been waning in popularity here. You can see it's been going down, 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 down. And of course, it was $70. Now we're looking, we're down here. We're looking around $55 to $60. So that's gone down a little bit more expensive. And that is, of course, the alt art. So I mean, if we go back here and we look at the regular art secret, not that one. But if we look at the regular art secret, it's $46. It's not really that much difference. So I mean, like for an extra $10, you might as well get the nice one if you can get a copy, obviously. But yeah, so yeah, Analog Youth. It's nice to check out to look at where Analog Youth has come to. It was always like $100 alt or 100 to 120 since the day it came out. Now we're seeing the original here down around 50 to $65, with the you got the event pack one sitting around 20, with the market price up 48. You got the gold championship one is like $16 now. That was like over $100, and then you got like $10 for the one we got in BT21, which is for all intents purposes should be the same as this, but. And you got the original rare, which is still up at $8 or $9. Same price as this, so that's kind of funny. So still a huge price placed upon that. So yeah, it's interesting. Digimon, because the new Digimon stuff has been doing kind of well, I wanted to look at how the winter pack Digimon's doing, because this is the new staple level 2, like Digi-Egg for that deck. And it's sitting, right around like $15. So it's kind of just, it's like got a market price of like $4, but it's like most recent sale is $15. If we look here, yeah, there weren't even any lower sales. I don't know why the market price is sitting at $4, but right now I think this is staying here for at least a little while. Probably will drop eventually. The scramble cards, lots of, see where the scramble cards are after the reprints here. Obviously, it's funny because like some scrambles are, worth more than others, obviously. $2 for the regs. Like $1 for these ones. $2 for that one. $2, basically $2 for everything except for green or blue. Just because I think they're just better in those other colored decks. And then you look at all the altards, they're all saying around $2 to $3 each. Very cheap, very affordable, especially if you want something that looks really nice. Probably not worth buying those starter decks anymore. Davis from BT21. It's my hope that Magnemon's going to make a comeback in this format with that new Armor Rush support. So we're seeing Davis kind of, it's, again, the market price is a lot higher. Most recent sale has it down, so it's actually down quite a bit. So this might be a good price to jump on those Davises while it's there, because right now we don't know. I mean, we got a bunch of copies, so I don't think it's going to sell out anytime soon. But if you're interested in like updating your Magnemon deck, yeah, definitely. I'd say this is probably worth the $20, and I don't think it's going to go down soon. But of course, we got the Davis and Ken Dual Tamer. Still an expensive card. It's kind of leveled off here, and honestly, seeing it at 45 is quite low in comparison. I mean, I've seen it down at 36, but that was like right when it came out, and then when people realized how good it was was 50 to 65 bucks. So it has seen a bit of a decrease and decline in popularity. So I would say wait a little bit longer. You could see this. You could see this go down a little bit more. You might get around to $40. So Hunters has been really hyped because of BT21. So we have a Digimon here, and it just obviously back when the support got announced, it was super hyped, and then here it just jumped right up at the end of April when we got the set, and it's just kind of been staying around there. So I think this is probably a good place for this until we see more tournament data. People had their chance to get it for $15, and now it's over 20. So I think it'll be there for a while. So you gotta be careful. And I mean, copy wise, got lots of copies, but you got some copies here, but then it could jump up to $35. So let's see how the regionals goes for Hunters. And then of course you got some of the other new cards, the release cards. This is some of the most expensive release cards. You got 14 to $20 for a Digimon, 8 to 12 for a Digimon Superior mode, and then you even got the original Super $6, and then the original pre-release for a Digimon is still $3. Although that's a box topper, so the foil versions of both of these are still doing all right for something that's easier to get. Of course, there's Gumdramon 2, the alt art from the winter pack is $8 to $10, and then the new pre-release is $5 to $10, and then you have the other pre-release which is $5. So I mean, yeah, there's and they're not bad price. So these aren't bad at all. So if you're interested in the deck and you really like blinging things out, I would say go try and get these while they're cheap, because if it does well, it's going to be a lot more. And then of course Shaman King mode, we had the regionals card. Even the participants pretty, you got 3 listings at $14. I mean, only one. It's only $1.94, but now that it just shot right up there, yeah. And there's only a couple copies, and then it's up at $20. And then of course you have your finalist stuff, which is super expensive. So yeah, definitely missed a chance to get this for a lot cheaper, because if the market price wasn't $1, there's probably a bunch of copies for cheap that just got ate up really fast. And then of course Tagiru. Tagiru's doing all right. It's funny, nobody's really playing the old one, but it's still holding some decent value. $10 to $15. So I mean, you could probably get this for a lot cheaper. And then of course the regular Tamer is only $1 or $2, but the alt is only $13. So if you want to pick up that for the deck, I would say you need 4 of that. That's probably a pretty good price. It's been trending down, and there's tons of copies. Tons of copies. So, yeah. Galactimon has the Vemmon as its level 3. The Vemmon has been getting pretty cheap here. Started up around 25. It's now down, to 12. So, half its value is gone. So if you're interested in the Galactimon line, I would say that this would be something good to pick up now, especially before we get any tournament data. Because, we get a Galactimon deck topping, this stuff will all shoot up. But right now you got tons of copies, so I'm not worried about any price changes. Medicine, because I'm not feeling well. Destromon, the promo card, is up there, $18 to $22. Of course, the event pack from BT21 is as well at $13. But it's funny because the foil version, a rare. And then you have this guy here, and he was around, a lot cheaper just come March, around $10, and just skyrocketed there. You got a bunch of copies there. Yeah, you got like tons of copies. So I don't see it going up much more than this. I don't see it like exploding. You're probably gonna be around that $20 to $23 range. But it definitely did have its time where you would have been, probably would have bought it for under 10. And that was just in March, so a couple months ago. So not very long ago. We have Alphamon Aryukin, some of the good Royal Knight cards. They're doing very well. Have started to see some decreases here. It's seeing slow decrease here from like 30 to 25. Maybe we'll see it go lower. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, that regionals will tell us if this stuff's going to start going back down again or if it's going to spike and go up, depending on what people are playing. It's tons of copies, so I won't really worry too much about this changing that much. But might go back up to 30. Kind of where it was. Right here. Well, it's pretty high there. We'll have to wait and see again. Like if Royal Knights takes like a quarter of the spots like it has been doing in this upcoming regionals, it might see a price bump. So you got to decide if that's a good enough price for you right now or if you want to try and wait and see if it goes down a little bit more. Of course, Jessamon GX. Another card that's really good in Royal Knights and just Jessamon in general. This card's seeing a bit of a drop here, up from its $30 days down to, $17, $18. So about $10 drop, $10, $12 drop. And again, tons of copies, so I don't think it's going to be changing that much anytime soon. So this might be a good card to pick up right now. If you get one for $15 to $17, that's not bad. Especially for level 7 alt. Not bad at all. When we have our funny cards, we have Zed Millennium Mon, which has actually gone up in price. It's actually, it went up in price, and now it's just leveling off at $10. But still, this is an alt secret, and it's $10, which is just hilarious. So yeah, definitely, if you like this deck and you want to test it, cheap. Pick them up. There's tons of copies out there, and the more embarrassing one, of course, is Nene Lumina version. The secret is 62 cents and the alt is $6. That is awful. That is just hilarious. Yeah, that's just like, I don't know. The secrets BT21 really crapped the bed. So this is our kind of funny, haha, this is ridiculous, this is so cheap, and kind of like the Anubis Mon, or the Apoclymon, because it's limited to one, and they just shat on that card. But yeah, so Nene version, Not a secret you ever want to see. But tell me what you guys think about the market analysis. Did we do a good job? Did we pick out a good selection of cards? Are you interested in these market analyses, and does it help you with trying to figure out what's going on in the market, what's good to buy, what's good to sell? We're going to see a lot of changes here. Niagara Falls will create a more defined market for BT21 once we know what the top decks are. We will get a lot more information. We will see a lot more changes. So I expect to see a lot of different stuff happening next week for the next week's market analysis. But let me know what you guys think about all of this down below. Looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day, and that's all for now, folks.